Hey, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Howdy.
Just getting everybody in here. How is everyone? For Monday of the new term. Happy New Year to all. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm trying something new. I'm using my AirPods so that I can get out the background noise around the house. Is it fuzzy? Is it okay? What is it?
It's okay.
It's okay? All right, thanks. Let me ask a couple of questions while we're just waiting to start. Trying to locate campuses. Tyann, what campus are you from?
St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Stacy, is Stacy on yet? Let's see, Stacy. Shirley? Joanna? Pamela? Joanna, there you are.
Hi, Cutler Bay.
Columbus.
No, Cutler Bay.
Cutler Bay.
Yes.
Okay. Pamela, where are you from?
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Awesome.
Why would you think that I don't love you? You're my
Murata?
Why would I not love you?
Murata?
Pensacola.
Pensacola. Thank you.
So I don't know why, you know, where he getting this stuff from out his head.
Me either.
And then every
Stephanie? You with us yet?
Yes.
Where is Stephanie? There you are. Hey, Stephanie. What
Port-
campus?
Port St. Lucie.
Awesome. And Tivia? Did I say that right? There you are.
Yes, ma'am. Orange Park.
Orange Park. And did I say your name right?
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
And Tivia.
Antivia. Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Tamika? You with us? There you are. What campus are you from? You're on mute, Tamika.
Sorry, I was taking the
That's
mute
okay.
off.
That's all right.
I'm Cutler Bay campus.
Cutler Bay. Awesome.
Cutler Bay.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you. Do I have Stacy yet or Jurley? Stacy. Okay. Next page. We got a full class. There's Jurley. She's in the waiting room. We got 25. Yesterday it was 18, so we had several people added to the class. So welcome. Okay, Shirley, there you are. Shirley, you there? Davy? Do I have a Davy? Davy. Let's see Davy yet.
Davy, she had a scheduling conflict with his class, so she was talking to the dean about it.
Okay, thank you for that update.
Welcome.
Professor,
Yes,
I'm
Who's
about
it?
to clock out of work and I'm going to be listening on my way home from school. I'm only like 5 minutes from school or from my house. So,
yeah. Emily, you'll just have to log on when you get home, okay? With the new
Okay.
attendance policy, it's all, you can't be in your car listening to class. You have to be on camera. So you're just gonna have to log in when you get home.
okay, I just wanted to let you know. And
Yeah.
it's probably going to be like this on Mondays. I can't really change it. Nothing else works.
Then you're gonna have to talk to your dean and try and find a different class that works. Because if you're gonna be late, all the classes, we gotta find something for you that works. Emily, stay on after. Just go
Okay.
home and then get on and then stay home after. Stay on after.
Okay, I may even be able to sit at work after on some days. So,
You can't be at work either. You can't be at work
even if I'm
either.
clocked off.
Yep, you can't be at work. Yep, you have to be.
Okay, well, we can talk about it after class.
Yeah, we'll
then.
talk about it after. Okay, sounds great. Emily, so why don't you come on after class? Stay on. Okay. All right, I just let in a whole bunch of people. Let's see, Melody. Do I have Melody? Rodriguez, there you are. What campus are you from?
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. I already have that. I
Yes.
already knew that. I already knew that. Kendra. Do I have a Kendra? Kendra.
Orange Park.
Wait, I can't hear you. You're cutting out. Kendra, where are you from? Why don't you put it in the chat?
Orange Park.
Kendra, I can't hear you. Why don't you put your campus in the chat? Okay. Kiera.
Orange Park.
Okay, Kendra's Orange Park. Kiera's all right. I already knew Kiera, I already knew you guys. Okay, is Malikness in here? Did
Yes,
Malik- Where are you? There you are. Hey, what
Hi.
campus are you from?
I'm from the Port St. Lucie campus.
Port St. Louis. What about Michael? Do we have Michael?
Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
For St. Lucie, Michael.
Where's Michael? I just have to see your face. There you are up top. Okay, what campus are you from, Michael?
Port St.
Okay. Merlene, did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Merlene? There you are. What campus are you from?
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Okay, awesome. And then Emily, I just spoke with. And then do we have a Vanessa? Oh, I don't want to butcher the name. Vanesqua? Is she here? Anybody? Is Vanesqua one of your teammates? Anybody from Port St. Lucie or Orange Park? I might be saying the name Venquisia. Okay, I don't have her.
Is it
Oh.
Sizabor, the last name?
Yes.
She's from Port St. Lucie.
And okay, she's Port St. Lucie. Okay, but she's not here yet. I don't see her here yet. Okay, Emily, Merlene, Samantha, I know you're here. There you are. Shantae.
It's Shantae.
Yeah,
I'm from
there-
Orange Park.
Did I say that right?
It's Shantae.
Shantae, okay.
Mhm.
Trinetta, did I say that right? Trinetta here?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking for you. There you are.
Right here.
There you are. All right, you're there. Kiera's here, right? There's
Yeah,
Kiera. Kendra's here. Melody is here. Davy, we're not sure of, maybe a scheduling conflict. Okay. And then let's see, did Stacy come in? Stacy Brackett, is she a teammate of anybody? Stacy Brackett. Okay. And then the other one was, oh, Jurley. Did I say that right? Jurley.
Girly.
Is it Jurley? Okay. What campus?
Girly.
Girly. Okay. Girly. All right. And what campus are you from, Girly?
Orange Park.
Orange Park. Great. Okay, cool. All righty. Well, oh, pardon me, go ahead.
Did you call my name, Cedrica?
Cedrica. Yep, I already have you, and you're from Port St. Lucie.
Do you have mine as well, Raisha?
Raisha. Last name?
Hugh.
Hill?
Hugh, H-O-U-G-H.
Yep, I have you, and you're from Port St. Lucie.
What about me?
Who's
Trent.
me?
Trent Coble.
Yep.
Okay.
I have you from Orange Park.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Aishka? Do I have Aishka here? I'll pull the recording after for attendance, but Aishka Tyan, are you here? Yep, there you are. Stacy's not here. Cedric is here. Trent's here. Girly's here. Joanna, Pamela, Murata. I have you, right? Yep, there you are. Raisha, yep. Stephanie, got you. And Tivia, right? Got you. And Tivia, where are you? There you are. Farah. Oh, Farah's missing today. Okay. Tamika, I know I have you. And then the rest. Okay, good. Now we got a full class. So we are at 25. So a couple things right off the bat. If you don't have your full name in your Zoom, put it up there. Everybody's got their full name. Tie-in. I need you to put your last name in your Zoom. I think everybody else has theirs. So everybody, that looks good. Okay. So welcome to January term. Welcome to community. You guys excited for the class? I got emails from lots of students and, oh, I heard from other students, this class is hard, this class is tricky, this class is whatever. This class is actually awesome, okay? This class is awesome. The reason why this class, by the way, I'm Professor Marble. The reason why this class is placed at the end of your curriculum. Why do we think it's placed at the end of your curriculum? What are we going to be doing in this class? Samantha, I need you on camera. Okay. Why is this class at the end? Think about it.
Putting everything together.
I have to log in and out back because I don't know how to do it while I'm on.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know how to edit my name while I'm on.
Okay, so edit when you're off. How's that? So next time you come in, just have your last name in there, okay? This is orientation week, so we're all just working through it, okay? So I'm just pointing out some things that are gonna need to be in place going forward, okay? So why do we think community is placed at the end of your curriculum? Where are we caring for patients now in this class?
Out in the community.
Out in the community. So what classes have you taken before that are gonna supplement this class? What kinds of nursing functions what are we gonna be doing in the community? We still gonna be caring for the patients? We still gonna be using med-surg skills? We're gonna be using our pediatric skills? Our newborn skills? We're going to be using our geriatric skills, what we've learned, fundamentals. Every class you've taken has prepared you for community. We are now transferring care from the, let's say, inpatient hospital setting out in the community. Okay? The difference with community is you could be caring for anybody across the lifespan, from infants all the way to the elderly. Maybe school nursing, maybe public health nursing, maybe hospice nursing, maybe home health nursing, occupational health nursing. Those all encompass a community nurse. Think of all the different kinds of nurses you have in your community, from school nurses to home health nurses, immunization nurses, vaccine nurses. Okay, so we're now, you have the knowledge, okay? You have the knowledge from all your previous classes, and the expectation is that you pull all that previous knowledge. And now we take care into the community. Okay, community nursing has really come to the forefront in the last couple of years with the pandemic, right? Because the pandemic was a public health issue. In my last 2 years of school nursing, I retired last year, but I was involved at the start of the pandemic to the end of the pandemic. It's all I did. I became, instead of a school nurse, I became a COVID nurse. Okay. A lot of community nurses' roles were transformed into COVID nurses during the pandemic. So public health nursing, community nursing really rose to the top as far as, what's the word? Exposure. Okay, think of all the things you can potentially be doing in the community. You may be caring for, we talk a lot in this class about vulnerable populations. We all have vulnerable populations in our communities, do we not? What are some vulnerable populations in your community?
Elderly.
Elderly.
Children.
Yeah.
Kids. Pardon me?
Homeless people.
Homeless, big one. Samantha, I need you
Drug
on
addiction.
camera, please. Thanks, Samantha. Does your camera just keep going in and out? Is that what's happening?
No, I had to get a pen.
Oh, okay. What other kinds of vulnerable populations might we be caring for? What about chronic illness?
Teen pregnancy.
Teen pregnancy? Mm-hmm.
Addiction,
about
people with addiction.
Addiction? Absolutely.
Yep.
Substance abuse?
Mentally impaired patients.
Mentally impaired patients? I mean, that's just scratching the surface. And in the community, let's think about locations. We may be a community nurse in an urban city. We may be a community nurse out in the rural community, working with migrants, agriculture. How does that look? So there's a lot to community nursing. This class is an introduction to community nursing. So when you come to this class, I would love if you could take off your wherever you work now. If you work in hospital, I would love for you to take off your current employment hat and try and shift it to community thinking. Okay, I've had a lot of students in the past that firefighters, EMT, work in critical care, that try and think through community nursing through their lens of their current job. Okay, and that doesn't always work well. All right, so think about community. I always tell the story at the beginning of the class. Think you just accepted I'm going to use public health nurse, community nurse, same thing. Think about you just accepted a job as a community nurse in a brand new community in a different state. Okay, you don't know anything about the state, you don't know anything about the community. When you get there, you're asked to do a community assessment. So we're going to learn how to assess the community's health status, assess the issues the community has, what barriers does it face, because all communities are different. right? So think about that. You're going into a new community and you're going to learn how to care for that community. Okay. When you guys think of community nursing or public health nursing, what do you think? What comes to mind?
The people.
Pardon me?
The people in the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The health department,
Health department. Yep. Schools. Places of employment. Right? Every place that everybody works has an occupational health department or an occupational health nurse. And we'll cover that in one of our weeks. We talk about occupational health nursing, which is they're responsible for safety in the workplace. What else do we think about? A lot of people say, oh, home health nurse. Yep. We think of home health nurses as community nursing. That's one part of it. Right? We have home health nurses, hospice nurses. Okay. What else do you think about when you think of the community?
community clinic,
Clinics, healthcare clinics. And every community looks different. Every community has their challenges. And one of the things we'll talk about a lot in this class is the impoverished. Okay, why are the less fortunate such at risk for issues in the community? Whether it be access to health, access to quality care, finances, living in poverty. So most of community nursing is working with people at risk. Community, we define community as you could be taking care of an individual, right? In the community, you could be taking care of a family in the community. You could be caring for a group of people in the community, say the homeless or diabetics or chronically ill, or you could be working with the community as a whole. So we have lots of different clients. I know when you go and take your assignments in your workplace or clinicals, you have a group of patients, and that's it. In the community, your visits may include a family in the morning and an individual in the afternoon. Okay, so community can be many, many different clients. It's a big scope. It's a big scope. Okay, so that's a little bit about, oh, let me go back to this class is so hard. I've heard it's terrible. I've heard it's not fair. Just, you know what? And I didn't respond to most of the emails. I wanted to wait and talk to you in person. Just come to class with an open mind. Okay, think about whatever you're going to do in the future as a nurse. It's going to involve, you may not be in the community working, but you're going to be working with community nurses. Let's say you're working on discharge planning, right? Let's say what are you doing with discharge planning? You're transferring somebody from the hospital back home into the community. You're transferring somebody to a long-term care facility in the community. So even though you may not end up in community nursing, you are going to be working with community nurses. Make sense? So here's my mantra. I've been at Fortis. I'm starting my 3rd year now. I love it. Absolutely love it. Come this May, and I'm dating myself now. Come this May, I'm going to be a nurse for 40 years. And I've loved every minute of it. Every minute of it. I started in the military back in the 80s as a Navy nurse, loved it, and moved to Colorado. I was a NICU nurse, and then I became the director of Women's and Children's Services at a big hospital in Denver, did that for 15 years. And I just retired after 20 years in the schools. I was with one of the largest districts out here in Colorado. Just did 20 years of school nursing, which I loved. And now I've moved on to education. And I love, love, love what I'm doing. This is my favorite. I've loved every part of nursing that I've done, but love education. Love working with students, teaching community. So anyway, that's my background. But as far as my advice for this class, you need this class, you have to pass this class to graduate, right? Just don't blow off this class. I know it's 2 credits and I know it's not, let's see, are you guys taking med surg and peds, most of you? Okay, so you got a heavy load and I acknowledge that. I empathize. You got a heavy load. Your time management, organizational skills have to come into play this term, big time. Okay, don't blow off this class. There's not that much work to it. Okay, if you stay on top of things and get your assignments turned in, you're going to be fine. Okay, we'll all get over the finish line together. But once you start not coming to class or turning stuff in late or, you know, making excuses for why it's late, and granted, I know there are emergencies, I get that. But this is a very manageable class. I would suggest you just carve out some time. This is a Monday class, so carve out some time during the week to get your community things done, and you're done for the week. Then you can focus on med surg and peds. Okay? But you can't blow the class off because you won't pass. Trust me, I've done 9 terms of this. Okay, I always give my rah-rah speech at the beginning, but there's still some that don't get it. So it is a very manageable class. It's a very passable class. You just got to stay on top of it. And I don't mean 24/7. I mean, carve out a little bit of time for community each week, get it done, and move on. Okay? I'm really happy that you're all here. I love teaching this class. I'm really, really, really easygoing. Really easygoing. I'm not a gotcha. I'm not a, you know what? I'm as flexible as I can be, staying within the rules of Fortis. Okay. The one thing I expect from everybody is communication. That's the biggest. That's where 90% of the issues come up in classes is communication. If you got something going on, let me know. I don't need to know. I'm not trying to invade your privacy, but let me know you got something going on that's preventing you from being successful in this class. I can work with you to a certain extent. Okay? I'm super easy. I'm super flexible. I will meet with you whenever you want. Weekends, nights, mornings, whatever. My goal and your goal should be we all just need to get over the finish line together and help each other get past this class. Okay. I have a plan for today. We're going to go through the, now this is a Monday class, so you haven't gone through the orientation PowerPoint. So we're going to go through that in depth. Okay. I sent that to you a couple of days ago, right? We all got it. We have to go through that. Now, by the end of the week, you know, everybody has to go through it. So by the end of the week, your PEDS instructor has to do it. Your med surg instructor has to do it. So it's going to be repeating for you guys this week. But I know nobody has reviewed it yet because you're a Monday class. Okay. I always try and post my my announcements over the weekend so you have time to prepare, but you can also look ahead, right? I saw that most people completed their 2 quizzes. So thank you for doing that. So I don't think you could get access to the shell until you did that. So does anybody have any questions as we start to review the syllabus? Oh, we'll do that when we get to the syllabus. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I need everybody to stay on camera. Okay, that's one of the, I mean, you guys got all the information about the new attendance policy, right? I can't be looking at tops of heads. I can't be looking at ceilings. I need you, as most of you are, the great majority of you are right now, right on camera. Okay, I don't want to keep stopping class saying, Michael, put your camera on. Murata, put your camera. I don't want to do that. Okay, an online class is treated as a ground class. You're there, you're present, and you're participating, and you're engaged in the class. And we have a new time frame now, right? This class is 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I don't know what we want to do about a break. There's supposed to be a 10-minute break. I don't know if you want to just plow through and get done in an hour and a half, or whether we want to stop and take a 10-minute break. Does anybody have any thoughts? Guys want to just plow through and go an hour and a half? I think we should do that. If anybody has any issues with that, then let me know. Malik, I'm looking at the top of your head, so if you could just square out your camera so I can see you, that'd be great. Okay. What else? I like to talk, so it's just kind of yip, 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 but I do have a method to my madness. All right, let's go to I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, I got to go find what I'm looking for. I need to go find this. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, before I forget, I should have said this at the beginning. When you have a minute, everybody put their name and campus in the chat. And the one thing that's new this term is there's no attestations. Everybody knows that, right? There's no attestations to do at the end of each class. I'm doing the roll call and the attendance after class. Okay, there's a report from the recording that comes to me that gives when everybody clocked in, when everybody clocked out. And that's how I do. So I'm the one doing attendance starting this term. Okay, so let's start going through this. The expectation of the faculty this week is everybody goes through this orientation PowerPoint with all their students. I've tailored it a little bit to PN, put our syllabus assignments in there on slide 17, which we'll get to. Okay, what is online learning? All right, obviously using the computer and internet access to participate in education. Okay, I have interaction with you with our online resources and our Zoom. Okay, I try and lead and guide with learning activities. All right, I provide feedback to you about your progress. Okay, this online course has a weekly lecture, which is today. This is your scheduled time. So I know that Dean Brown posted something in your announcements about course changes. If you have a conflict with this course and you can't be at school or home or in the proper location for the full amount of the course, you need to contact Dean Brown to see if there's a class that will work better for you. We only have 5 sections. We have a Monday. I teach Monday, Wednesday, I teach 3 classes in PN and 1 in RN. So I teach Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the PN program, and I teach on Wednesday in the RN program. Okay. During your weekly classes, you'll have homework, you'll have learning activities, and we'll talk about that when we get to the syllabus, right? You are responsible for completing that work every week. And we have students from, I think, 4 different campuses in this class: Cutler Bay, Orange Park, Cincinnati, Pensacola, and Port St. Lucie. So when I break you out into groups, you'll get to meet lots of students from different backgrounds or different campuses. Okay. Okay, here's who to contact. This is on slide 3, so just save this. So for any issue, computer access, course questions, grading concerns, start with me. Okay. Okay, and my information is in the announcements. It's in my profile page is updated with a little bit about my background and then how to contact me. Okay, if you have issues with your Sims, labs, clinicals, now this course doesn't have a clinical, but if you have issues with Sims, labs, or clinicals for your other classes, you need to contact your campus instructor. Okay, I can't help you with those, or your campus dean. I'm here for your online courses. Okay, so the first person to contact for your online course is me. If I can't help you, then you go to your course lead Sorry, it's me. So if I as an instructor or if I as your course lead cannot solve the problem for you or with you, then we'll move on to Dean Brown. Okay, and everybody should know Dean Brown at this point, right? She is our National Dean of Online Nursing Education. Here is her email and her phone. I would save that. Okay. So your online instructor, that's me. First point of contact. I'm available. I'm up here. I'm available by email, by Canvas, and by phone. I have no problem if you text me. I think you should have my phone number. It's in my profile. But I can give you my number now. So why don't you write this down? 303-356-3713. I have no problem if you call me or text me. If you text me, just identify who you are. Okay, if you call, I don't always answer calls at numbers I don't know, but maybe shoot me a text.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Oh, 303-356-3713. Okay, so just save that.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I can do is suggest ways you can improve your performance in your online courses. I like to give feedback to students, and I like to get feedback about how I'm doing. Okay, so if you have any feedback for me, both constructive, good, whatever, please send it my way. Okay, I really, really love getting feedback. I love the student surveys at the end. It helps me be better at what I'm doing. Okay. I do have experience in course content. I've been working in the community for 20 years. Okay, I love it. Love the community nursing aspect of nursing. Okay. Communication etiquette. Okay, there was one of my early emails sent to you was about etiquette. Okay, everybody have a chance to read that? I have had very little problems with etiquette in my classrooms. I try and follow proper etiquette, and I expect that you try and follow proper etiquette. This term, there's really no laying on the couch, listening to a lecture, or laying in bed, listening to a lecture. You need to be up, sitting up at a desk or wherever, kitchen table, desk at the school, on camera, participating and engaged. Okay. So etiquette, be courteous, be positive, be respectful of everybody. You can read through this. Be considerate, keep your comments relevant to the discussion topic, be considerate of others' experiences, feelings, and perspective. Use proper language and titles, do not use slang. Do not type your message in all caps. Why? Because that gives you the impression that you're yelling at somebody, right? Okay, online course schedule and attendance. This class starts at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, you guys have figured out the time zone. Okay, this is a 3 p.m. Eastern class. Okay, if you're in Central Time, it's a 2 p.m. class. If you're in Mountain Time, it's a 1 p.m. class. So for me, it's 1 o'clock or whatever, 1:30 now. Right? And I put that in the announcement I sent last night. Please be mindful of your time zones. And we don't have any Salt Lake students, so we have all either Eastern or Central students. Okay? This class is mandatory every Monday, just like your campus classes. Okay, we'll include Davey, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am, I do. How you doing, Professor Marvel?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
I have a question about the attendance policy. I understand that you guys have cracked down and made sure that we are going to be on screen and everything. But do we have like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a window to be tardy, if that's what I'm asking?
We'll go through that. There's no window.
There's no window at all?
Nope. And have you read the announcement from Dean Brown from yesterday with regards to attendance?
Yeah, I was just asking for your class. Are you like strictly to what she's saying, or?
We all are. Every single class is being held to that expectation this term. There's no wiggle room for attendance. None.
Gotcha.
That's not my policy. That's the campus's or the university's policy. Okay. Late work. Okay. Couple of things with late work. Okay. I can only be as flexible as the policy will let me.
Professor Marble.
Yeah.
If we have to go to the restroom, I'm sorry, did we leave our camera on or can we pause the camera?
Yeah. Try and go to the restroom before class. So there's no question, if you have to get up and go to the restroom, go to the restroom. Okay. I mean, I'm not splitting hairs here. I mean, on camera, engaged and participating. You have to go fill up your water bottle. You have to go to the bathroom. You have class time to do it before class. Go do it and come back. Okay. I'm not going to die in that hill. I'm not going to die in the bathroom hill. Late work. Okay. So I can only be flexible to a certain extent. Okay. First and foremost, you've got to let me know it's going to be late. Okay. So for example, you have a discussion question that's due Wednesday night. The initial posting is due Wednesday night, right? So when you have things due on Wednesday, Thursday morning, I check the grade book. When you have things due on Sunday, which most of them are, I check the grade book on Monday morning. Okay. If you haven't submitted it, like Thursday morning, I'll go through the grade book. If 5 of you haven't submitted the initial post to the discussion question, and I haven't heard from any of you, it's a 0. That part of the discussion question is a 0. You can still respond to your peers by Sunday. Okay? You guys know how discussion questions work, right? So, if you've let me know you're going to be late, then you will have up to 7 days, 1 to 7 days with a 10% deduction. Okay, that's with prior approval for me. I can't not be flexible with that. You have to let me know. So if you haven't let me know and it's not submitted, it's a 0. If you have let me know, and then you have 7 days to complete it for a 10% deduction. After the 7th day, it can't even be submitted. So if you're trying to submit a week 2 NCLEX in week 5, I can't take it. If you're trying to submit a week 2 NCLEX in week 3 and you've let me know it's going to be late, sure, you can submit it for a 10% deduction. Does anybody have any questions about that? This is the way it's been the last 2 terms. This shouldn't be new information to you. Okay, attendance will only be recorded during your assigned live time. Okay, attendance is going to be taken by me. All right, to be counted as present, students need to sign in with their full names. Okay, so there's a few of you that don't have your full names, but I know by next Monday, you're going to have your full names on there. You need to be on camera the whole time. The camera's not pointing at the ceiling, not pointing at the floor. You need to be on camera the whole time. Okay, anyone that's at work or driving will be removed from the session. And we clarified this in our faculty meeting last week. That includes being a passenger in a car. You cannot be. You have to be, treat this as a ground course. Present, engaged, on camera, in a quiet setting. All right, can't be at work, can't be in the car. All right, anyone not coming on camera after being asked, which I really don't want to interrupt the class asking people to get on camera, I have to remove you from the session. Okay, so then after the class, I get this report, then I verify students' time in class by reviewing the login, logout times. This report I get, if Merlene comes in and then goes off, and then comes back in and then goes off, or Davy comes in, goes out, comes in, it gives you all the times you went in, when you went out, it gives all the activities. Then I have to tally up the minutes you attended class. Okay.
Marvel. If you got kids and you got an emergency or just like your kid's sick, you have to go to the doctor and then they keep him and you miss school. I miss your class. So what should I do?
Yeah,
like
you'll be considered absent.
or but not out of the class because you miss one day, you'll be considered absent, right?
Yeah, just absent for that week. Yeah.
How you
And
make it up?
You don't. I mean, you can listen to the recording of the class, but as far as attendance, you're considered absent for that class. You will have to listen to the recording. I mean, you're still responsible for all the material.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
just asking that you try your best to schedule doctor's appointments, kids' appointments. You know, if you have young kids around the house during class time, like I said, you don't bring your kids to an on-ground class, do you? No.
no, I'm just saying like emergency, if you have to
Of
want to the
course, there's
doctor Wednesday.
Of course, there are emergencies, and that's where you communicate with me.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Davy, attendance missed will be recorded in 15-minute increments. So if you come into class 5 minutes late, you are considered missing the first 15 minutes of class.
Right. I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna just get my time switched. I'm talking to Dean Brown right now.
Okay. All right. All
They-
right. Well,
they-
stay
they-
on here. Stay on here so you get this orientation information. If you end up switching classes, that's fine. But I want you to get the information.
Well, they switched my class 3 times, Professor Marvel, and they switched it again the final time recently, like within the last 2 days, and I didn't know about it until I got to campus today.
Mm.
So
Is there
how
another
do?
class that will work better for you?
That's Dean Brown gave me the option, so I'm trying to work with her to see if she can
Okay.
switch it back.
Okay.
Because I don't want
All right.
I don't want it to cause a problem for me
No,
personally.
I don't. No, I don't either. So you need to, that's what her message was yesterday. If you need to make a scheduling change, this is the week to do it. So you're
Right.
working with her. So let's see where you end up. Hope you end
Yes,
up in one of
ma'am.
my other classes.
Are you doing the Friday morning class?
I do, both myself and Dr. Kershaw are doing Fridays.
Okay,
And-
well I'll see you Friday.
Well, maybe you might get Dr. Kershaw. So whatever.
well.
There's 2 classes at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys all know anybody that doesn't come or post attendance in 14 days is dropped, right? That's not new, right? And then there is no makeup for missed attendance. Okay, let's see. Attendance is taken daily in class by the instructor and turned over. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Is this report that I get, we have to fill out a form of who is present, we assume everybody's present unless we enter in the students that either weren't present or weren't present for the whole time. This report goes to the registrar, okay? And I have to do it before the end of today. Okay, so early departures, tardies, and class cuts will be recorded in quarter-hour increments, so 15 minutes. A period of less than 15 minutes will be counted as a quarter hour of absence. Attendance records are maintained by the registrar as part of the student's permanent academic record. Students with chronic absenteeism in excess of 20% of the scheduled hours for the course may receive a failing or reduced grade for the course. And I hate that we're even going through all this. Kind of makes me sad, but we've come to this point, I guess, where attendance has been a real issue in the online classes. Tardies, students not being on camera, students leaving early, students signing in the first 5 minutes and then they're gone. So students who are absent for more than 20% of the scheduled time will receive a full letter grade deduction at the end of the term. This is why we're going over this PowerPoint with every class this term, because we want to make sure that you have a full understanding of some of these attendance policies. Okay? So student who's 5% of the scheduled time absent will receive an email through Campus View. 10%, you're going to have to meet with me. 15%, you're going to have to meet with myself and your campus administration. Right? The level of intervention will be reliant upon the amount of time missed, and the student may not receive all levels of warning prior to missing 20%. So bottom line, it's an hour-and-a-half class, once a week, come to class. Bottom line. Okay, you guys have gotten this far in your program, so I'm making the assumption that these 7 key steps to success you're already doing. Review the work that's due each week. Complete the reading assignments for the week. My expectation is that you come to class prepared. That means you have, and we'll talk about this when we get to the syllabus and the modules, that you have looked at the PowerPoints, you have looked at the readings, and you're coming to class prepared, because classes are not going to be lecture. I just sent you my mini lecture yesterday that covered all the content. Classes are going to be filled with active exercises, quizzes, case studies, breakout rooms. You're going to be doing activities throughout the class every week to supplement the content. And we'll talk about that when I get to the syllabus. Attend live sessions weekly to get a better understanding of the concepts. This Monday class is mandatory, right? Obviously, make sure you read all the rubrics and assignments before starting them. Complete all assignments. Study and complete quiz and exams. Exams in this class are weeks 4, 7, and 10. Okay. Somebody remind me to discuss why you shouldn't procrastinate up to weeks 7, 8, and 9. Okay, there's some big assignments due during those weeks, and there's no reason you can't get working on those now. Okay, to be successful, keep in touch with me. Communication, have a reliable internet, maintain your schedule for completing your schoolwork, identify a quiet place from distractions to complete your work, read all assignments carefully. Log into class 4 to 5 times a week. Review the announcements every Saturday or Sunday. I have a Monday class. You guys are my Monday class. I will probably start trying to submit my weekly assignments on Saturday to give you guys a couple more days. I have no problem with that. I haven't had a Monday class in a couple of terms, so I'm okay with doing Sunday. But having a Monday class, I feel like I need to get information out to you by Saturday. That's just my own personal preference. Submit your assignments when they're due. Do not procrastinate. You guys all know this. Day 1, log on to campus. You guys all know that. I'm not going through that. Come to class prepared to discuss the concept. Okay, you're not going to get an hour-and-a-half lecture on the concept. That's why I send you the, what did we call it? The course concept pre-recording. Okay, that course concept pre-recording that was sent to you in the announcement, that's your mini lecture, pre-recorded mini lecture. Now we're going to do exercises and activities as a group. We're going to do breakout rooms to support the concepts that are covered this week. All right, meet with faculty to discuss different concepts during office hours. I just routinely schedule my hour of office time. It's the hour before class starts. Okay, I don't automatically get on unless somebody's requesting to meet with me. But what you need to understand is I can meet with you anytime. Okay, all you have to do is let me know you need to jump on Zoom. We can meet. It can be in the morning before you go to work or school. It can be in the evening, late when you get home, the weekends. I'm flexible and I'm available to you guys. All right. But I have blocked out the hour before this class, and that's on that syllabus cover sheet that I sent you guys. As far as scheduling tutoring sessions, I'm perfectly fine tutoring. I have no problem tutoring, one-on-one, group tutoring. But the caveat is you have to do your work too. Okay, I just can't tutor you to go over weeks 1 and 2 concepts because you missed class. Okay, I need you to do your part too. I like to do focus tutoring, which means say you're getting ready for exam 1, and it's in week 4, and say week 3, there's certain things on the study guide that you don't understand. Okay, you've gone back to the readings in the book, you still don't have a good understanding it. Let's tutor about that. So let's tutor about what you're having issues with. The other thing too that I forgot to mention is if you are a repeat student or if you are a re-entry student, could you just shoot me an email and let me know that? I want to make sure I touch base with you guys. Okay. Let's see. What's this here? Weekly sessions, tutoring. Yeah, I am totally available to tutor. Okay, here's our grade. Here's how, this is in the syllabus, but just review it here. You have 3 unit exams worth 55%, week 4, week 7, week 10. You have your HESI in week 11. Okay, and then we have 5 quizzes. Weeks 2, 3, skip 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, I think. They're in the modules. 5 quizzes. Do not do your quizzes before coming to class. That's one of our group activities. Okay, do not do your quizzes before coming to class. Here's why. If you do poorly on the quiz, it has to, the system, the grade book accepts your first grade. You can't resubmit it. So we're going to be doing those quizzes in class, so wait. Okay, you're going to have 4 sets of NCLEX questions like you do in every class, 50 each. They're worth 5%. You're going to have a community research project. This is on a vulnerable population. Okay, this is due, I believe, in week 9, where you're going to pick a vulnerable population. You're going to do a research paper on this vulnerable population. So if you want to look ahead, you'd find that in week 9. I sent you yesterday in the announcement the HESI prep assignment. I'll review that when we're done with this orientation PowerPoint and we get to the class. Okay, case studies, you're going to have 2 case studies, 2 HESI case studies, and then you're going to have 2 discussion questions in week 1 and week 2. And then in week 7, you have a group project, okay, on infectious diseases. Okay, and I'll be sending you the groups at the end of this week. Okay, but it's not due till like week 7. Around week 6, which is mid-module, I'll turn on homework grades. Why do I turn on homework grades? That's a question for you guys. Why do I turn on homework grades? Nobody knows why we turn on homework grades?
To show us where we are, what our grade, what our grade, total grade.
What happens if you're not turning in your homework? What's going to happen to your
Affects you.
grade?
Yeah, it's gonna affect you.
Affect the grade.
Exactly. So I leave it on for week 6 and 7, and it's simply to show you that your homework, if you're turning in all your homework with not that much, it's going to improve your grade. If you're not turning in homework, we had a lot of homework fails last term. I think more so than we have had in several terms. What is a homework fail? Homework fail means that you earned your 78% with your KGAs. So in this class, it would be after taking 3 exams, 5 quizzes, and the HESI, which are all your key graded assessments, right? You ended up with a 79. So here you're thinking you passed the class. And then you enter the homework grade in there, right? Which is worth 20%, and you're down to a 75. You fail the class. Don't be a homework fail. Not for this class. There's not that much. Does that make sense? You guys know how that works, right? Right here. So you need a 78% with your KGAs in order for your homework to be added in. You guys know that, right? Exams are given through ExamSoft. I'll upload the exams probably on Saturday or Sunday, the weekend before your exam. Same process as last term. You download the exam, you show up to the exam, you take the exam. Unfortunately, for this class, you're going to have to wait until probably Saturday to get your grades. Sorry about that. We have to wait till everybody takes the test, right? And we still have, there's only 5 sections in PN Community, 1 on Monday, 1 on Wednesday that I teach, but the other 3 are on Friday, going into Friday night. So we won't, the 3 instructors will not be meeting until Saturday morning to do an exam analysis and post grade. So unfortunately, you guys are gonna have to wait the week. That's the bummer about a Monday class. Okay, and I can't give you preliminary grades. Did I pass? Did I not? I can't do that. None of us can do that. And that should be corrected across all the faculty. That is a big no-no. Okay, one attempt for the exam. If you're having technical difficulties, stop. Again, and it comes to the exam, if there are issues going on that are going to prevent you from taking the exam or emergencies, you got to let me know. Okay. The other thing is, not only if you're a repeat or a reentry, if you have accommodations, you got to let me know. Provide me your paperwork for accommodations. Those need to get approved every term. Okay? Just because you have accommodations doesn't mean I know about it. Okay? Notifications of accommodations less than 10 days before an exam may not be granted. Okay? Exams, this is the other thing, I cannot be flexible with this term. Exams have to be taken on the day you have class. If you can't, for whatever reason, I have to get the approval of Dean Brown for you to take it at another time. Right? So not taking the exam during the scheduled class time will result in an absence.
Would that person gonna have another exam or a different one or the same one?
What now, Marlene?
Is the person gonna have a different exam or the same exam when they cannot take it the same day?
No, they're all new exams this term. Everything's new.
Yeah, like what I say is they want to take, like the group, if the exam is Monday and then I can take it that Monday. So if I take it Tuesday, it's gonna be like another exam. It's not gonna be the same day we're taking in Monday, right?
Correct. But what's the reason you're taking it on Tuesday?
No, just in case, like you just said, if you cannot taking it.
Well, you need to have a pretty darn good reason, and it's not me. I don't end up making the decision, it's Dean Brown. So there is a big push this term. Everybody takes their exam on the scheduled time unless there's something way out of whack going on. And then the other thing too is I don't have any problem with you guys taking your exam on campus with a proctor. Okay, so like for example, I don't have any Centerville students, but my Centerville students last term, there was like 11 of them. For each exam, they took it on campus. They had a professor that proctored them, and all 11 of them took it in the classroom during the exam time. I'm okay with that. Okay, if you guys want to find proctors on campus that want to proctor you for your exam, I just need to know ahead of time so I can reach out to your proctors and get them the information they need. No problem with that. It just has to be planned ahead of time. Okay, you guys all know the drill for exams. You got to be on camera, show your ID, yeah, you know. And I'm going through this kind of quickly now that because I want to get going here with the module. But you know, you have this PowerPoint, so you can read through it. Okay, missed exams will be held to the late policy. All right, if you don't show up for Monday exam and I don't know you're not showing up, it's an automatic 0. All right, if you miss the exam for personal reasons, with notification, like you've let me know, it's the 10%. 10% will come off and you have up to a week to redo it. Okay, exams missed due to emergencies will require documentation of the emergency. It gets submitted to Dean Brown. Documentation is needed to reschedule the exam. Any exam that's not scheduled within 7 days, so by next Monday, it's a 0. Okay, this is important. Contact your instructor with issues that may prevent you from being successful on an exam before the exam. I can work with you before the exam. I can't work with you after the exam, right? If you take the exam and you did poorly and then you call me and say, well, whatever, for whatever reason, there's nothing I can do. You've already taken the exam. So you got to communicate with me before if something's going on. Okay. Contact me if you have any problems or would just like some additional help. Homework. You guys are already doing this. Planning, prioritizing, completing work, submitting work, right? I don't know how you organize. I use calendars. I do this. I use calendars. I use my phone calendar with alerts. I do freehand notes, whatever you do and is working, keep doing it. If what you're doing is not working, got to change it up. Okay, this is in here again. This is in your college catalog. It's late work. We already talked about this. Number one, prior approval, then you get the week to do it. No prior approval, 0. As easy as that. You guys know about NCLEX, right? NCLEX, what you have to select for content areas are right in your module. You guys know, is there anybody that doesn't know how to get into an NCLEX assignment? Now I remind you, start all your assignments from the module. Don't go into like www.evolve.com. It's not going to populate. You're not going to be able to submit the PDF to me. You have to go through all your module links to submit every single assignment. NCLEX. So if you guys submit me an NCLEX assignment that's below a 40, since you can only submit it once, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can do the NCLEX assignment as many times as you want, but you can only submit it once. So if you do your, I forget which week your first NCLEX is due, I have to look at the module. If you do your first NCLEX and you get a 25, redo it. Look at the rationales. I'm a big believer for rationales. Whenever you can do assignments that give you rationales, it's an excellent way of learning. So if you do poorly on your NCLEX, redo it. Look at the rationales of the questions you missed. Take it again. If you get up to a 30, great. Read the rationales of the questions you got wrong. Keep doing it till you get up in the high 40s or 50s. You can submit it once. Okay, but if you submit me something lower than a 40, I'm going to send you a message that said, hey, you know what? If you want to redo this, I'll reopen it for you. Because remember, your grades on the NCLEX count towards your homework, right? So if you have 4 NCLEX assignments and you get 425, that's going to affect your grade. You want to be submitting me in the upper 40s or 50s. Does everybody know that about NCLEX, that you can redo it and redo it and redo it? But the point is, use the rationale.
So can we do like 25 questions at a time and submit
No,
them that
50.
way?
Nope, it has to be 50. You have to submit 50 at a time. I can't accept 2 25s and I can't accept 5 10s. And that's in the syllabus. Okay, plus the reason why you could do 50 in a bundle is because you put in several content areas. It's going to give you a nice representation of all those content areas. If you start cutting down to 25 and 10, it breaks everything up and you really don't get a good review. Okay, you know that we don't do screenshots, right? So if you go to www.evolve.com to do your NCLEX, you're only going to be able to send me a screenshot. It's not going to let you upload a PDF. And I can't accept screenshots. You'll end up with a 0 for the assignment. Okay. RN case studies practice exam. You guys know how to do your case studies, right? They're already preloaded in your module. I did that for you. You know how to get to them? Yes? You guys done HESI case studies before? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how to get to your HESI case studies. Again, go through your Canvas course module. Okay, if you don't go through your Canvas course module, it's not going to work. Okay, HESI RNPN case study grades will transfer. Let's not worry about this. Your case study grades will transfer automatically to the grade book. You don't need to let me know. Okay. Papers, writing papers. I sent you a couple of resources on APA. Okay, for writing your assignments. So there's a couple of assignments that need to be in APA format. Your vulnerable populations PowerPoint, your infectious disease group work in week 7, your discussion questions. Your reference pages need to be in APA format. Have a look at the rubrics. That's how I grade. I grade directly from the rubrics. So if you put the rubrics side by side by your assignment and follow each in the rubric, follow each section, you'll be fine. Here's some APA tips for papers and discussion questions.
Professor?
Yeah.
That project we're supposed to do, is that a PowerPoint or we have to write like a
Power,
paper?
the paper, your infectious disease group project is a paper in week 7. Week 9, your vulnerable populations is a PowerPoint. But you do need a reference page and it needs to be in APA format. Okay? Taking quizzes and exams. You guys know how to get to those. They're in your module. I'll review that. What do we do if you have a technical issue during your exam? What do we do? Stop, right? Stop. And then we'll start to problem solve what you need to do. Is this something that you have to call ExamSoft support for? Is this something I can help you with? Okay, but the whole purpose of taking exams, if you have an issue, then you have to stop the exam and let me know. And we'll go over that on exam week. HESIs, so for this class, since you have an exam in week 10, you go right into week 11, into your HESI. So during week 10, we'll have some HESI reviews. Okay, extra, like above and beyond class, because you have to take your exam during class. And just so you know, in the week before your exam, so 3, 6, and 9, we'll be doing exam reviews. Okay, 3 of us, the 3 instructors will be doing 3 exam reviews for each exam. We're putting together the schedule now for all 3 exams. So I'll send that out hopefully in the next couple of days. Okay, you're also going to get a study guide for each exam. I like to do it at the beginning. So in the next couple of days, you're going to be getting exam 1 study guide. Because I want you following along for the first 3 weeks. Okay, because the exam study guide is simply a review of all the content that was covered the first 3 weeks. Okay, so you're very well prepared. Okay, we already know about the HESI. We already know about remediation. You just went through it. And we'll go through all this as it comes up. Exam security, camera, visible. You need to be visible, have a camera, show your badge. Okay. Okay, review and questions. Let's go. What remediation could you or your online instructor review with you to help you prepare? What concepts covered in your homework assignments did you find challenging or difficult to understand? Be prepared to discuss how care is continued once the patient is discharged from the acute care facility. That means you're coming into the community for care. Right? How can a nurse maintain professionalism if they're not part of the hospital-based system? Well, the same standards of care, ethics, everything's applied to community nursing. Right? Quality assurance, quality improvement, professionalism, ethics, all follows the hospital, all follows the nurses from the hospital out into the community setting. What's the nurse's accountability, whether you're on or off duty? Okay, so there's your PowerPoint. Any questions? Nobody has any questions. That all made total sense. Awesome. All right, let's I'm going to go into our module. Okay. Nobody has any questions. Okie dokie. All right, where I know I set it up. So let me go find it. Course module, Monday. This Monday class? Monday. Okay. So when you guys start asking me questions that I know that could be answered through your student, first of all, can you see my screen? When you guys start asking me questions that I know can be answered in the student resources, I'm going to redirect you back there. You are far enough in your program that I want you to try and resolve things on your own. Okay, your student resources is an incredible resource for you. Okay, So I may refer you back there. It's not that I don't want to help you. Of course I want to help you. But if you can figure it out on your own, that would be great. Okay, so I really want you using your student resources. Okay, I think I just talked about this. I don't know if you've read the front page of what this class is, but let's read it together. The course provides a framework to support your practice in community-based settings. Now that you've had demonstrated success and competence in the knowledge and skills to care for your patients, now in this class, we're going to learn how to incorporate this knowledge and your skills and the use of the ADPI, the nursing process, into your role as an LPN, LVN, who promotes health and wellness to individuals and families in many diverse community-based settings. Does that make sense? So we're pulling everything together. We're pulling your knowledge, your skills. So you've learned from clinicals and other classes, your knowledge from other classes. Most of the concepts that we discussed in this class have you've already been introduced to. Throughout the course, you'll be introduced to and we'll explore the roles of LPN, LVN in the following manners, right? How do you collaborate with the healthcare team? What is wellness promotion in the community, right? Community nursing involves healthcare delivery in environments such as the home, outpatient clinics, diagnostic-based care centers, hospice centers. I'm going to add a few more. Assisted living, long-term care. We're caring for, a lot of what we do is we care for individuals with chronic illnesses, care for individuals with HIV, and quite a bit of what we do is healthcare delivery to our vulnerable populations. So how does this course in community fit into your program? Right? You all know what ADPI is. Okay, we now take ADPI, which is the nursing process, and we apply it to community. All right, so we're going to learn how to use the nursing process to apply our critical thinking and problem-solving skills, right? Those are going to give you the resources needed to promote health and wellness in the community, provide safe, effective care to community members. All right, so these are the two things I want to focus on: critical thinking and problem-solving skills. That's what we're going to focus on this term. You already have quite a bit of the knowledge. Now we have to think through how we're going to care for these patients in the community. Okay? Because what they need in the hospital is totally different from what they need in the community. So that's why we're going to do a lot of case studies. We're going to do a lot of scenarios. We're going to do a lot of critical thinking questions. And that's where I'm going to break you out into groups in the breakout rooms, and you guys are going to come up with your plans. And then come back and talk to the class about it. Okay, so this is focused on, this class is focused, the actual lecture period is focused on active learning exercises. Okay, the passive learning is what I send you over the weekend. Passive learning is reading the readings, reviewing the recording I sent you. Okay, so hopefully you've done all that prior to coming to class, because we're going to do case studies and activities that are based on this week's concepts. Okay. Let me just go through the modules real quick before I go through the syllabus. So take a look at what's coming. So we know, and I explain, if you haven't reviewed the recording I sent last night, this is all in there. If you go to your reading, there's two areas of reading. There's actually three. Okay, so reading, you have 3 books in this class. You have Fundamentals, Med-Surg, and Intro to Maternity and Peds, right? And then you have Canvas readings. Okay, so you're responsible for chapter 1 in Fundamentals, which I sent you the PowerPoint to, right? And then in Med-Surg Nursing, you're only responsible for page 123. And that's a section on community care. So I know I'm going to be sending you PowerPoints on all the chapters, even if there's only a couple of pages per chapter, and then you're going to have to dig through the PowerPoint and find those PowerPoints that apply to those few pages. So for example, community care on page 123, you can write this down if you want, but in your PowerPoint this is chapter 6, is on page 123. In your PowerPoint, it's the last 4 slides. Community care. Okay. And then these 4 bullets, this is Canvas reading. So if you've gone through the module yet, you have 4 Canvas readings. Introduction to community nursing. Levels of healthcare prevention. I go through this all in my recording. I'm just showing you. Healthy People 2020. An introduction to vulnerability. Okay, so when you get to each week and it's your community time to prepare, look at the reading, okay? Because this week 1 reading or week 2 reading, that's going to be your book reading, okay? And then if there are topics below this, these are in your Canvas module. So next week, going into next week, you have all these pages from your pediatric textbook to talk about common childhood ailments. Okay? You're only responsible for these pages. I'm going to be sending you the PowerPoints and all these different chapters, so you have to go in and find the slides that apply to asthma, eczema. Okay? Next week, you have 2 chapters you're responsible for, fundamentals, chapters 11 and 12. So I'll be sending you the PowerPoints on those 2 chapters. Then again, you only have 1 page in med-surg nursing, community care. Same as this week, it's the next page. And then you have 2 Canvas readings, which is school nurse and lead exposure. And you'll find those, school nurse and lead exposure. Okay, so you guys following me on this? You're gonna have book reading and PowerPoints. Remember, I'm going to send you the PowerPoints. PowerPoints are a summary. So next week when I send you, or let's do this week, when I sent you the chapter 1 from here in fundamentals, you're responsible for the whole chapter. The PowerPoints are a summary of the chapter. The same information. The PowerPoint is a summary. Okay? And then I went through how to go through the objectives, and you have to watch the recording. Okay, I want to keep moving here. Actually, I want to go to announcements because the one I sent yesterday was a big one. So you're going to be getting an announcement like this every week. Going to talk about what concepts we're going to be covering for the week. A lot of times I cut and paste a lot of this from the syllabus. Okay, there's your reading. And I broke it out into fundamentals, med-surg, and Canvas module reading. Okay, I attached several things. For the last couple of terms, was sent out notes for every week, and they're a summary of all the content. So I think they're helpful. So I attached the notes from week 1. I attached your PowerPoint. I attached your course concept recording. I'll do that every week. Next week, I'll send out a week 2 course concept recording. The expectation is to review that before you come to class. Okay. If you look, you have what you call a HESI prep assignment. Okay. I'm going to go out here. Please make note of this. Your HESI prep assignment is due in week 9. Okay. So if you pull this up in week 9, it says download this document. Do not download that document. That's the old version. I tried to get a change for this term and it didn't get changed in curriculum. I have attached to you in the announcement the HESI prep that I want you to work on. This is a term-long form. Okay, let's see it. This is topics that are covered on the HESI. I've already looked at the last 3 terms of PN HESIs for community. These are the topics they cover. Okay? This is something I want you to use every week. In fact, I want you to, if you print anything out, print this out. Because come week 8, you haven't started filling this out. It's going to be a long assignment to do. Well, we're going to be covering all of these topics throughout the term. So what I like to do each week is say, hey, pull out your HESI assignment. What did we just cover today? And let's fill it out. So when we get to week 9, this is all ready to submit. Does that make sense? So print this out this week so you don't forget this is the one we're using and not in the one in week 9. The week 1 and week 9 has topics that are not covered on HESI. So last term, I really got specific with the questions that were I don't know the questions on HESI, but the topics. Okay, so bring this to class. I have it available. Okay, so we're using the nursing process ADPI when addressing each topic, right? It requires your critical thinking skills, how to apply the nursing process from assessment to evaluation. Okay, so we're going to review this document weekly. So for anthrax, what is it? How would we care for an anthrax patient using our nursing process? Smallpox, what is it? How do we care? What are we doing? What's our nursing process to care for a smallpox patient? Same with Ebola.
Anthrax? Isn't anthrax actually bacteria?
Yeah, but how do you care for a patient that has been poisoned with anthrax? Okay, so this is a topic that this is something you need to print out. Okay, here's your summary of notes. Here's your PowerPoints, and then there's your recording. Okay. Okay, we talked about time zones. We talked about this is the same Zoom. Okay. Did I not give you guys? Maybe I didn't do the time zone. Okay. Syllabus. Pretty much, we've probably gone over quite a bit, but I know we only have 9 minutes left. So can everybody see this? Okay. Please review the syllabus. Okay. Review what the SLOs are, the student learning outcomes. Okay, there's 8 of them. What are the course objectives? Please read through the 6 of them. If you have any questions, please let me know. You have to get a 78% on your key graded assessments. What do we have in this class? Lecture. Those are going to be in the pre-recorded recordings I sent you. Discussion questions, homework, readings, assignments and projects, written papers, audio, visual aids, group activities, online instruction. There's your 3 books. Does anybody not have access to these 3 books? If you're having trouble getting access to these 3 books, you have to let me know. Don't let me know in week 6. I need to know in week 1. Okay. Grading. You guys all know about grading. Here, we've already reviewed this. We reviewed this in the orientation PowerPoint. Okay, we talked about assignments, homework, late work. Okay, this is what all this is about. You need to read through this carefully. Okay, this is the distribution of out of class time. So throughout the class, we're assuming the term you're going to have 20 hours of reading, 8 hours on NCLEX. This is term for the whole term, right? So 44 hours. Okay, remember this 2-credit class. And then each week, this is what I copy and paste. This is what copy and paste into a module. Okay, so for this week, right? Here's the topics, here's the concepts we're going to be covering. Here's the readings that go with it. Activities, begin HESI prep assignment. Okay, so when you go through the content of my recording, go to the HESI prep and see what you can fill out. Like I said, it helps a whole lot if you keep on top of that and fill that out weekly. And what's due this week? Discussion questions, right? So by Wednesday night, you need to pick a vulnerable population in your community and describe the resources available. Remember, your initial post is Wednesday night and your 2 peer posts are Sunday. Let's review next week. We're covering lots of things next week. 5 things. School nerves, growth and development, common childhood ailments. That's what your discussion question is next week. At least you get the 2 discussion questions out of the way in weeks 1 and 2. So that's why all your readings are this, because these are the common childhood ailments. Okay? That's all your reading. Activities, work on HESI prep assignments. Going to say that all the time, every week. Okay? And then after week 3, that will end our preparation for exam 1. Okay, so your exam 1 is week 4, and it'll cover weeks 1 through 3. Like I said, you'll get a study guide, you'll get exam review opportunities. The one thing I want to mention is in your modules, okay? It gets really busy when you get started down around week 7, okay? There's a lot going on. All right, so there's a couple of big assignments. Your group can start working on your infectious disease group project. Okay, I'm going to assign you to groups. You only have 1 group activity it's due in week 7. Get it done early, right? I'm going to assign you, or you're going to let me know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Some kind of infectious disease that you're going to do a little research project on. Okay, there's the rubric. Okay, so you can see what it's about, but that's your group project. Okay, and then the following week, you're going to present your papers in class. So that's week 7, so please have a look at that. On the heels of that, this is where it starts to get super busy. Okay, so in week 7, your group project, plus you have an exam. Okay. Week 8, not too bad, but week 8 is a good prep week, but week 7, you have your group project. Week 8, nothing in particular, but week 9, okay, week 9, 10, and 11 are super busy. Okay, this HESI prep assignment is due in week 9. It's worth 5% of your grade. Okay, you have a case study that week. You have an NCLEX that week. And if you haven't been filling out your HESI prep assignment weekly or every couple of weeks, this is going to be a long project for you to do. Okay, so that's week 9. Week 10, we jump into your vulnerable populations project, which is a big project. Okay, if you want to go to week 10 and look at your vulnerable populations project, feel free. You also have an exam. Okay, so when I told you to start to get busy in week 7, it starts with an exam and the group project. Week 8 is a breather, and then weeks 9, 10, and 11 are just full steam on. Okay, weeks 9 and 10 actually is 10% of your homework grade, because your HESI prep assignment due in week 9 and your vulnerable populations assignment due in week 10 is each worth 5%. Plus you have 2 exams in week 7 and week 10. And then you jump right into the HESI. Does that make sense? So does everybody kind of understand what I'm trying to say here? What am I trying to say? Get some of these bigger things out of the way. And be careful about working ahead, right? You guys all know, don't go too far ahead. But to start getting, hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have my groups to you. Get in touch with each other and start working on your infectious disease, right? Get going, think about a vulnerable population, because you know, it's pretty manageable, I would say, weeks 1 through 6, manageable. But week 7, it starts to pile on. Does that make sense? So just stay on top of it. Okay? Oh, I have 2 minutes to spare. Okay, so give me some feedback. It's been helpful. You guys have questions? What are you thinking? Are you super excited for this class? Tell me what you think. What do you think?
I'm interested to see how the group projects are going to work, like, because we're on a Zoom.
You got to figure it out.
That's exciting to see.
Part of community nursing is team nursing. You're always going to be working in groups. Right? So there's a rhyme and reason to a group project. How well do you work together? How well do you communicate together? Does everybody participate? That's going to be real life nursing when you get out in the field. You know, what do you do when staff members don't show up? What do you do when staff members don't do their part of their assignment? You know, teamwork. Okay, what else? What other feedback? Come on. Come on. Who's excited? Okay. All right. Well, listen, I hope you guys have a good week. It was really nice to meet you. Stay on if you have questions. Reach out if it, you know, if you don't want to stay on, you just want to email me questions. I need to, let me make sure I covered my list here. I have like no working ahead, but just do it and make sure you're caught up before you're working ahead. Okay. Go through announcements. I did go through pre-recordings, review syllabus. I did. Repeat, re-entry, or accommodations I need to know about. I'm really good about responding to emails, texts quickly. I mean, you're not gonna have to wait on me for responses. I can meet with you, throw up a Zoom in a minute if I'm available, but I do teach 4 classes and I am the course lead for PM. So I'm pretty busy, but definitely available for you guys, all my other students. Okay. All right, it's 2:30. Better respect your time. All right, so you guys have a great week. Reach out if you need anything. Don't forget you have your initial post for your first discussion question Wednesday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye everybody.
See you, Professor.
All right, see you later.
See ya.